Hi Radiance team. Hopefully I'm in the right spot. I just went live like 3 other times before this, and this is kind of what this whole video is about, is just kind of building your business when you can and how you can. So I'll wait a little bit. Hopefully I get some more people. I see some people joining, so that's exciting. Krista and Tiffany and Sue. Hello. Hi, Haley. Hi. Okay, so when Kendra first asked me to do this, I honestly had no idea, and even till today, I didn't really know what to talk about, just because I've always considered, I'm not a professional in anything, so I didn't really know what I would share, and I think that's why she asked me to do this, is because I don't have any experience as a makeup artist, and I don't really have any experience in direct sales. I did about 6 months of direct sales before LimeLight, and it wasn't, my best experience, and like I wasn't super successful. So I think that's why she wanted me to get on here and kind of share a little bit about how I've kind of started with LimeLight, and I'm actually coming up on, I can't believe it, almost a year with LimeLight, and just kind of sharing what I've done. So when I first, oh yeah, see, and that's what, Jake, that's perfect, because that's what I came to realize through LimeLight is you don't have to be anyone else, and that's actually when you're the most successful, is when you just sit down and you think about who you are and who you want to be represented as, and that's really when it started to click for me. So okay, so this video is about building a business when you don't have any experience as a makeup artist, and you have very little time to devote to LimeLight, and when you don't really have a lot of money to get started. So basically, Kendra knows this. I talk to her on the phone a lot and on Messenger a lot about not being able to afford things for my kit. I could barely afford the kit in general, and my husband didn't really want me to, because he saw this in my previous company. I was just giving and giving and giving money into the business and not really getting anything in return. So he didn't want that to happen again, and I completely understood that. So I made a promise to him that if we started, hi Tina, I miss you. If we started this LimeLight journey together, that I would not, end up pulling out of our account at all. I wouldn't do it at all. And I can say almost a year later that I've never done that. And that's really, really made the difference for me. At the very beginning, yeah, so see, I had the same experience. My husband, I almost didn't even start with LimeLight because I wanted to be sure that I could even get back the money from my my kit, that I invested in my kit. I wanted everything back. I didn't want to lose any money. I wanted to earn money, and I wanted to be sure that because that was ultimately the reason that I was starting, is to be an extra income source for my family. So when I got my kit, I actually used money that I had earned previous, so I didn't even take out of my account for that, and it's all I had. And I did my first event through Facebook. I did my first event just kind of showcasing the kit and showcasing a little bit about the products and who LimeLight was, because in my area, and still in my area, no one really knows what LimeLight is. And So I did that, and I gained money to get more things through that party. Actually, the first one, I think I gave all my hostess rewards away. It was a mystery hostess event, and I gave it all away. So I only really had my commissions to base that off of. And I've slowly started building my kit. And to this day, a year later, I still do not have every single item in the LimeLight catalog. I don't, and I don't really think that you need to have every single item. And I'll tell you how I kind of run my one-on-ones and beauty events. For the longest time, I gave so many excuses of why I couldn't do them. And they were just that, they were excuses. I said I couldn't do it because I didn't have the full kit, and people would want to see everything that LimeLight has to offer, and if I couldn't offer that to them, why would I have a one-on-one? That would look embarrassing. And I didn't think I could have a beauty event because I didn't even have a table's worth of stuff to set out. And I didn't think I could do a one-on-one because I didn't have all the foundations, and I didn't have all the lipsticks, but or all of the enduring lip colors or whatever it may be. But it actually made sense to me when Kendra came to visit. And it shouldn't take Kendra coming to visit for me to realize this, but it did. And she said, she showed me how she cleaned her kit, and she showed me how simple it was. She has videos on it. I don't know why I never thought it was so easy, but she showed me how simple it was to do this. And ever since she came, I started doing beauty events and one-on-ones. So I'm just going to show you or talk to you about what I do for a one-on-one and a beauty event. I have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the lipsticks, and I take this is all my personal kit, so it's all things that I use. But I am very, very, very picky about sanitizing even for my daily use. So lipsticks, I'll use that. I'll take an alcohol wipe and go over it 3 times. I will sometimes even use a brush. The enduring lip colors, I always put it on my hand first and use a brush. Eyeliner, I have one for my kit and one for myself. Mascara, I have one for the kit. I use the disposable items a lot, the wands and all the disposable products. That's what I use. The eyeshadow palettes, I always make sure that they are nice and clean. And obviously I don't clean them every single day, but definitely before I have a beauty event, this is just, or a one-on-one, this is just 70% alcohol, and I just spray it on to my palettes and take a Clorox wipe and go around and clean them up. I also think it just looks really nice for when you do online tutorials or something that your kit is all nice. So I use our brush cleaner, and then I spray them with alcohol. Again, so just, it took me forever to get this, and I didn't color match people, except for, in the very beginning, I didn't color match anyone, except for with the quiz that we have, but I finally earned enough money to be able to afford, some of the foundations. I don't even have all of them, I just have this 6 well. And I always use something to get them out, and I put it on my hand. There are like trays and stuff that you can get on Amazon. So all this stuff, and I could talk forever about how to use your basic kit, but my main message is that I don't want you to feel held back by the fact that you don't have everything in your kit. I still don't, and it's a year later. And it's because I wanted to gain money before I started investing everything back in. And there's a lot of people that will say that you have to put money into your business in order to get something out of it. And I agree with that to a point. I think that's very true. But I also think that, the main reason you started LimeLight is to have, or maybe not, but for me it is to have a little bit of extra income. So I wanted to make sure that I was doing that. I can't wait till I get, yeah, it is a helper, definitely. But when I first started doing one-on-ones and beauty events, I didn't have the 6well foundation. I didn't have any except for one that came in my kit of the concealers. So I just, don't let it hold you back. We can, figure out a way to have that. And people are actually really, really understanding. And just being honest with them is all that it takes. I'm slowly building my kit, and I would love to show you that lip color, and I'll put it on my list for next time, and I'll call you when it's in. It's just another way to get another one-on-one, or maybe we can have a beauty event at your house, and I can make sure to order that for it, so that you can see it in person or something like that. That's really how I've gained my my one-on-ones. And just something as simple as, I started with only creme brulee and macaroon, and I only used those colors for my one-on-ones. That's all I used. That's all I ever put on. And you know what? People bought it. So I think it's getting out of your own head that people don't expect you to have the entire line. It's just not something that they expect you to do. It certainly helps if you have the entire line, but you never use the entire line on one person. So the other thing that I struggle with when I was thinking about one-on-ones is I'm not a makeup artist. And why would they want to listen to me about how to put on their makeup? I'm just a teacher. I don't have, any credentials at all to be giving advice on makeup. But what they see is they schedule one-on-ones with you because they like the way you do your makeup. And so if you just showcase that, that's really all people want. They want to see what you do. And so when people would come over, or I would have a beauty event, I would ask 2 questions. I would ask how they felt about their skin, an open-ended question that could lead to so many conversations about our skincare and trying our skincare first. And the second thing I asked is what kind of makeup routine they wanted to learn. And most of the time, people aren't looking for something very glamorous. They're just looking for something that they can do every day. And that is so simple because that's the most basic kind of makeup to do, is just showing people how to put on eyeliner or mascara or foundation. Because people either ask you because they don't like what they're currently using, or they don't know how to do it, and or have never been taught how to do it. So that's kind of what I had to get out of my own head, is, you got to consider yourself as the expert, because they wouldn't have asked you if they didn't think that you were an expert. So that's pretty much why, they don't want those. Today in a video tutorial on my Facebook wall, I did this look, and it's a bold lip with one lipstick that anybody can do, and I just have one eyeshadow on because that's what people want to see. They don't want to see, you blending through. It's fun. It's fun to do that every once in a while, and I definitely showcase that, but I don't do that on my one-on-ones. They don't want to see that. So that's what I've done. I kind of had to get out of my own head a little bit with beauty events. So I hope that you can get out of your own head if you are not a makeup artist and you want to do these types of things. and I hope that you can use what you have. My other thing that, oh, thank you, Sue. My other thing that I found that I was struggling with is, because I'm not a makeup artist, who wants to get, I didn't really have a lot of clients to be able to showcase what I could do with makeup other than on my own face. And for the longest time, I was petrified to put makeup on somebody else's face because it is different. But I decided that I was going to, I called my sister over, and my husband has 3 sisters, so I did makeup tutorials on every single one of them, and I took pictures and I posted them to my wall, and through that, other people asked if they could come over for a tutorial. And I'm not saying that I've done a lot, because I haven't. But I've only started doing this within the last couple months because I couldn't get out of my own head. Something else that has come from just doing my sister's makeup and posting about that is I actually did a wedding, and Kendra can tell you that I did the bride, and I was so terrified. I just didn't think I was qualified enough to do it. I'm somebody who paid somebody else to do my makeup for my own wedding, so I was like, I can't do this. And Kendra is like the best person to put you in your place, and say that you can do it. And that's why someone asked you to do it, is because they know that you can, and they like the way that you do makeup. So, and through that, other things came. So, and it's, most of my sales were online at that point, and now I can say that I am equally balanced. I have just as much in-person sales as I do through Facebook, and that's what I think it takes to really get your sales where you want it. One of your more endearing qualities. I know that when I need, tough advice, I reach out to Kendra, because she's not going to hold back. And that's what I love, because so many people hold back, and she always tells me, exactly what I need to do. But another thing, when I first started with LimeLight, is I didn't really know what I wanted to contribute, but I knew I wanted to be a leader of some way. It's just always been in my, it's always been a trait of mine. I like to help everybody, and I like to lead, and I didn't know how I was going to do that, because I wasn't a makeup artist, so I couldn't share that kind of experience, and I didn't have a lot of direct sales experience, so I couldn't, and I wanted to do something completely in a different way than what I've done before in my 6 months. So it's like, how am I going to, to help the Radiance team? Because that was I'm a team person. I like to work together, and it's just part of my personality. But I really thought about it, and I decided that my strength was, I wanted things to be different, and I wanted to create ideas for everyone to use. So really in the first few months, and anybody who's on here that was with me in the first few months, that's how I kind of created my area, and that's how I helped our team. Is I decided that I wanted to create ideas for everybody to use, and that may not be your thing. You might not be great with ideas, but I'm sure you're great at something. So think of something that you can create for the team, or you can do for the team, even as simple as cheering people on. Just be a presence in our team page. It really helps a lot. Something else that really gets your business off to the right start is to, and I'm sorry if this is all over the place, but I felt like this was such a so many things that I think it takes to get your business off to the right start. And the one thing that I wanted to make sure that I did is not only be a member in the Radiance team. I wanted people to feel like I was of value. That's really what I wanted to contribute to the team. again, part of my personality. And I also wanted to always, always, always contribute to the team. Kendra can tell you this. I joined December 23rd or 24th, one of the two. And I didn't wait a single day past then to start being active for my team. I wanted my sales to potentially help others, and I wanted to always have that minimum, even if I couldn't put in more than that. I always wanted to be that person that Kendra could rely on to be active. So that's another thing of, even if you're struggling with sales and you don't know where to start, maybe it's as simple as reaching out to 5 people in your network and telling them about all the wonderful things that are happening in LimeLight right now. It's the perfect time to get your business started, actually, because of all the wonderful holiday collections and free shipping through the night. I mean, that's incredible to get your business started. And just reaching out to maybe five of your friends and saying, I just started with this. Would you consider purchasing, trying LimeLight for 30 days? If you don't love it, you can return it, and you'll work with them to figure out what works for them. And that was how I got started with my business, and I think it's grown since then. And I think it's just really, really, really important. Get those sales closed. It's a great rush and lets you know you can do this. Yeah, it is. Even in my hardest month, October was not good for me. It was not my best sales month. I was feeling really defeated because my personal life, things just got a little crazy. Unforeseen circumstances happened, and not related to LimeLight, but I had probably it was the lowest sales I've had in a really long time. But I knew that I had a job to do, and I never wanted, I didn't want to slack on myself. I didn't want that to be every single month. I have a few things that I do. I always am active. I always follow up with customers. I always check in with them and see if they're liking their products, and it usually leads to more sales every single month. And right now, I don't have a lot of customers, but I have about 40, I'd say. And they are just, one-time order people, but I at least have 20 that order from me pretty consistently. I always make sure I follow up with them. There's things that have fallen behind, but I know that those are things that I do all the time. I'm always posting so that it never looks like I'm having a rough time in my life. That never is something that I want to portray. So I don't know. I hope that helps. Do I have any questions out there? I did take notes, but I didn't follow them at all, so I should probably read them. That's why I'm scatterbrained. This is what happens. Well, I think I covered it all. I write things down, and then, I totally get off on tangents. So I hope that helps someone. But I don't know. I never really have a yeah. I never really have a set schedule. Someone asked me that before, and with my time that I have to devote to LimeLight, I don't really have time to say every Monday I'm going to do this and every Tuesday I'm going to do this, because reality kicks in, and in the summer I can make that work because I'm a teacher and I have off. But in the winter months, I can't say that I'm going to be able to do those things. That's why I always have my steady things that I do. I'm always active every single month, even when, I just joined December 23rd. I only had a few days left of the month. I was active, 300, because I didn't want somebody relying on me. I always follow up with customers. I check in with people that have maybe purchased recently. And something else. I always make sure that I have 2 things going for the next month, even if it's something just on my end, like a beauty event or some creative idea. I like to always have something creative going on, whether it's for the whole team or whether it's for myself. That's what I like to contribute, and that's what I like to think about. So even if I have 2 hours at the end of the day, I think about LimeLight because I want to make this work, and that's why I know all of you are here, and that's why you signed up and are watching these videos, because you want it to work. So it's just thinking of the small steps that'll get you in that right direction. So, oh, thanks, Kendra. Oh, blush. Okay. I don't know. I just love this team. There's something about it. You know, everybody works together. It's not about one person, and you know, that's hats off to Kendra, who's established that kind of environment to be a part of. It's, you know, just somewhere where we can all kind of come together, and whatever your strength is, you know, be that and do that for your team, because it's usually where someone else is lacking. So I don't know, hopefully that helps you all, and that's pretty much all I have. So have a great night.